In this video, I'm going to show my process to make replacement engines for cars such as this 1968 Hong Kong version custom Volkswagen. The materials that you will need, first of all, are some Oyumaru, gets softened in water, more on that later, some two-part epoxy putty such as Milliput, a chrome pen to finish the engine once you've cast it, and lastly some Liquitex high gloss varnish. Next, I'm showing the stages of the replacement engine. The first is a clean original version, and make sure it's very clean and check the part out to see how you're going to place your casting line. That's also very important to remove it later. So the basic process is to make a mold. About 2 bricks worth of Legos in a square pattern is good enough to use 2 pieces of the Oyumaru. The process for using the Oyumaru is very simple. You can put it in hot water and it'll soften enough that you can work with it like a putty. So basically you come up with a piece that fits into the bottom of your mold. In this case, what I'm going to show is an existing mold that I already have for the Hong Kong Volkswagen engine. So you're not going to see the actual softening and placement, but the basic process is to put one layer in, put your part in about to where you think your casting line needs to be. Then you have to let it cool. This is very important. Once the Oyumaru cools, you can add another layer and it will not stick to itself. In fact, I have found no substances will stick to this material at all. So once you've cooled it, you can put your top piece in and then press it down tight with the ram. Then you let the entire mold cool and you can remove your original part. So the next step, what I'm showing is, this would be after you put your Milliput into the mold, push the 2 pieces together, and let it sit up. Now, I usually let this sit overnight just to make sure that the Milliput will harden, but you've got a pretty good working time with this type of putty. I think you can work with it for at least 15 or 20 minutes before it starts feeling like it's getting too stiff to work with. It stays pretty soft for a while. The other thing to note about the Milliput is when you first mix it by hand, it'll be very sticky, but the more you work with it, it'll get less and less sticky. But you can just clean your fingers with some water when you're working with it, so it's really easy to use. The other thing I want to mention is all of the materials shown in this video are fairly non-toxic. They don't give off any fumes at all. So this is a good process that you can do inside the house where you don't need to have ventilation. It works really good. So after your part comes out of the casting, you'll have some flash. It's easy enough to clean up with like an X-Acto knife and maybe a little bit of filing or sanding, but get the part clean, then take your chrome pen and fill it in with chrome. Now, normally I let the chrome sit up for at least a couple of days. It seems like these types of chrome pens, although they turn out very shiny, they aren't really durable. So that's where the Liquitex comes in, is that once the chrome is fully dry, you can coat it with a very fine brush with the Liquitex. It might dull it up slightly, but it still looks pretty good, as you can see in the car. The last shot that I'm going to show here is a different casting, and this is actually a casting of a metal spoilers engine from the early 1970s. And the part on the left is the original, and the part on the right is the cast version. So as you can see, this process works very nicely. Thanks for watching.